The New York Yankees are on the brink. With just 2 weeks left in the season, they find themselves in a nail-biting position, leading the wild card race but looking up at their biggest division rival. The question on everyone's mind is this the collapse no one saw coming? Or is it the calm before October's storm? The truth is more complicated than you think, and the answer lies in one crucial detail that could cost the Yankees their entire season. And I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. Stick with me until the end, because the reveal about the Yankees' real weakness in this playoff push is going to shock you. All right, let's get straight to it. As of September 15th, the Yankees hold a record of 83 wins and 66 losses. That puts them at the top of the American League wildcard standings, 2.5 games ahead in the race for a playoff spot. Sounds good, right? But here's the problem. The real prize is the AL East title, which likely means a bye in the first round. And in that department, they're 4.0 games behind the Toronto Blue Jays. Even worse, the Boston Red Sox are right on their heels, just 1.5 games back in the wild card chase. The margin for error is basically zero. And this is where things get really scary for Yankees Nation. In today's MLB, there's no more Game 163 to break ties. Now, it all comes down to head-to-head matchups. And the Yankees, well, they failed miserably in that area. They lost the season series to both the Blue Jays and the Red Sox. What does that mean? In any tiebreaker scenario with either of those teams, whether for the division or a wild card spot, the Yankees lose. There's no safety net. They have to finish with a clearly better record. It's win or go home early. Now, if you look at the 13 games left on the schedule, you might think the Yankees have an edge. They're facing the Twins, Orioles, and White Sox, teams with losing records. On paper, it's a golden opportunity to rack up wins and lock in their spot. But if you've followed this team, you know they have a frustrating habit of playing down to their competition. This easy stretch could quickly turn into a dangerous trap if they don't play with the urgency this moment demands. So what does all this mean? It means that if the season ended today, the most likely outcome would be a do-or-die wildcard series at Yankee Stadium against none other than the Boston Red Sox. The greatest rivalry in sports, renewed with everything on the line. The pressure is massive and the margin for error is zero. If you're feeling this playoff tension as much as I am, smash that like button right now. It really helps the channel bring more breakdowns like this one. But the playoff race is only half the story. The only reason the Yankees are even in this position is because of one man's absolutely historic season, and the hidden danger in his stats that could define their October fate. That's right, we're talking about Aaron Judge next. But first, if you want to stay locked in for every twist and turn of this Yankees saga, make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on. You won't want to miss what's coming. So, with a playoff race this tight and a terrible head-to-head record, how are the Yankees still in it? The answer is simple and stands 6-7. Aaron Judge. What we're witnessing from the Yankees captain isn't just an MVP season. It's one of the greatest offensive displays baseball has ever seen, and the numbers are just absurd. Let's get into it. Judge leads the league with 48 home runs and is locked in a tight batting title race with a .326 average. His OPS? A mind-blowing 1.125. But the advanced stats show just how ridiculous he's been. His WRC+, a stat that measures run creation, is 199. That means he's literally been 99% better than the league average hitter. And his xWOBA, which looks at quality of contact, he's in the 100th percentile. Best of the best. No one's doing it better. But this isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about rewriting history. In just a few days this September, Judge first hit his 359th career home run to pass the legendary Yogi Berra for 5th all-time in Yankees history. Then just 2 days later, he launched 2 more to tie the immortal Joe DiMaggio for 4th with 361. The only names ahead of him now? Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, and Lou Gehrig. That's the company he's keeping. He's not just carrying the 2025 team, he's etching his name into the Yankees' Mount Rushmore. And the team needs every drop of that brilliance. The team's slump in August? It lined up perfectly with Judge's brief stint on the injured list. The recent winning streak? Fueled by his 5 home runs in the last 6 games? He is the system. But what if I told you that this historic season is being built on a statistically impossible foundation? Hidden within all his greatness is a number that defies baseball logic. It's called BABIP, batting average on balls in play. Think of it as a measure of luck or how often balls find holes in the defense. Judge's BABIP this season is .433. To put that in context, that would be the highest mark in modern baseball history. Higher than Babe Ruth. Higher than anyone. That can't last. It's a statistical anomaly. Regression isn't a possibility, it's a certainty. He'll still be elite, still an MVP, but he can't keep up this video game pace. And that's why the Yankees' situation is so dangerous. They're addicted to the superhuman output of one man. If that historic performance drops to just great, what happens to the rest of the team? Especially when one of their young cornerstones, a Gold Glove winner, is having the worst season of his career, for a reason the team kept secret for months. Let's talk about the enigma of Anthony Volpe next. And if you think Judge's story is fascinating, hit that like button so the algorithm knows you want more deep dives like this. And seriously, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click subscribe now so you don't miss the reveal of what's really going on with the Yankees shortstop. The Yankees' reliance on Aaron Judge is risky, but at least it's a known risk. What's even more alarming is the silent crisis unfolding at one of the most important positions on the field. We're talking about shortstop Anthony Volpe. In 2023, he was the Golden Boy, a rookie who won a Gold Glove, the future of the franchise. In 2025, he's become a ghost. Volpe's drop-off this season has been shocking. He's hitting just .206 with an OPS of .661. But the real collapse has come on defense. His once elite defensive metrics have plummeted. His fielding run value is 7, putting him among the bottom 10% of players in the league. At one point, he was leading the league in errors, a nightmare for a team desperate for stability. Fans at Yankee Stadium who used to cheer him on are now booing. So what happened? How does a Gold Glover fall apart overnight? The truth only recently came to light, and it's a scathing indictment of how the organization handled one of its most valuable assets. Since May 3rd, Anthony Volpe has been playing with a partial tear in his left shoulder labrum. He felt a pop while diving for a ball, and instead of putting him on the injured list, the team let him play for over 4 months, giving him multiple cortisone shots just so he could stay on the field. The front office knew, and they let him play. Publicly, GM Brian Cashman continues to back him, saying the rough season doesn't change how we view his potential, but actions speak louder than words. With Volpe's injury limiting him, newly acquired Jose Caballero has taken over at shortstop, and he's been solid. So solid, in fact, that major analysts are now predicting the unthinkable, that Caballero, not Volpe, will be the Yankees' starting shortstop in the playoffs. This is a self-inflicted disaster. By letting Volpe play hurt, the Yankees didn't just hurt his performance during a critical playoff push, they also created a roster dilemma heading into October and possibly jeopardized the long-term development of a young talent. It's a mess. And if you think this kind of injury management is questionable, hit that subscribe button now, because you need to hear about the biggest miscalculation of them all. But before we get there, if you're shocked by how the Volpe situation was handled, hit that like button. Because as troubling as the shortstop situation is, it's nothing compared to this team's true Achilles heel. The one thing that could, and probably will, cost the Yankees a shot at the World Series. Next up, the bullpen. And trust me, the details are worse than you think. A struggling, injured shortstop is a serious problem, but it's not what's going to cost the Yankees their season. No, the real monster hiding in the Yankee Stadium closet, the reason they could get bounced in the first round, has a name: the bullpen. What was supposed to be a strength has become the team's Achilles heel, and the numbers are a death sentence for any championship hopes. Let's be blunt. The Yankees' bullpen ERA this season is 4.52. That's the worst among all teams currently in playoff position. They're keeping company with the Rockies and Nationals. That's not elite. That's a disaster. Game after game, especially in the second half of the season, we've seen the same script play out. A powerful offense builds a lead, the starting pitchers do their job, and then the bullpen comes in, and it all falls apart. Why? Because the guys they trusted the most have completely collapsed. Devin Williams, the big offseason acquisition meant to be the lockdown closer, has been a shadow of himself. Mark Leiter Jr., a pillar in 2024, has taken a major step back. So, did the front office fix it at the trade deadline? They sure tried. They gave up a truckload of prospects to bring in reinforcements. And the result? One move that hit, and one that blew up in their face. First, the success. David Bednar. Acquired from the Pirates, he's been the lone bright spot. In his first 14 appearances, a 2.70 ERA with 25 strikeouts. He's become Aaron Boone's go-to guy, the only reliever who doesn't make Yankees fans hold their breath with every pitch. And now, the disaster. Camilo Doval. Brought in from the Giants with star status, he's been an absolute train wreck. A 6.59 ERA, command issues, and worst of all, he's already been booed off the mound by his own fans at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees gave up 4 prospects for that. Oh, and the third guy they brought in? Jake Bird. He lasted 3 disastrous outings before being sent back down to the minors. So what does manager Aaron Boone say about this catastrophe? After back-to-back losses to the Tigers where the bullpen imploded, he told the media, "We've got the guys in there to get the job done." He keeps talking about small sample sizes, even though the bullpen's ERA has been hovering above 5 points since the All-Star break. There's a complete disconnect between the manager's public confidence and the terrifying reality on the field. The bullpen isn't just a concern, it's a ticking time bomb waiting to blow up in October. And that brings us to the final question, the one that could define the entire season. With a playoff race hanging by a thread, a broken shortstop, and a bullpen that's a full-blown powder keg, is Aaron Judge's brilliance enough? My final answer, and my prediction for the Yankees' postseason fate, is coming up. But before we get there, if you're stunned by the state of this bullpen, show some love to the channel by hitting like, and more importantly, click subscribe and turn on the bell because you do not want to miss the conclusion of this breakdown.